Hi, I'm Jessica McBride, and I'm here with Linda Roe, the new controller for the Mvskoke Creek Nation. Linda, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Jessica. How are you?
Pretty good.
Good.
So Linda, tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and your qualifications as controller.
Okay. Let's see, I've been a CPA since 1985. I'm also a certified fraud examiner. In 2008, my husband and I moved to Mvskoke. I worked for OSU IT, and we also own the little convenience store out at Wilson, if you know where Wilson is, Charlie's Country Store, little light there. And before we moved to Mvskoke, I was employed with UCO in Edmond, University of Central Oklahoma, and prior to that, I was with the Office of State Finance at the state capitol.
So why do you think you were asked to fill this position?
Jessica, from what I've seen, it looks like that someone, a CPA, someone with the expertise, someone with the knowledge, and also someone that's able to look across the board and see maybe where some internal controls need to be put in, or what reporting are we missing, those type of things. I think that's why I was asked to join the team.
Have you had experience being a controller before, or helping get internal controls kind of set up?
Yes, at different jobs I've been in, I've been asked to implement the controls, and also I'm very big on monthly reporting. I think that if you are going to share financial information, you need to do it on a monthly basis, and that's one thing that I know Chief Floyd and I have talked about, and he's all in favor of it also.
One of the things that's come up sometimes with citizens is the value of having a Mvskoke Creek citizen as a cabinet member or employed with the nation. Are you a citizen yourself?
No, I am. I'm of Cherokee descent, but I am not an enrolled member.
What do you feel your qualifications are as a non-citizen as being controller?
In the controller position, I think what they were looking for was somebody that could not only be objective, but also that had the credentials, the CPA license. Mm-hmm. I know I had some cabinet members approach me and say that they were glad that I wasn't a citizen, because perhaps then I didn't have ties to Uncle Joe or Aunt Josephine or whoever. But anyway.
Do you think having that kind of empowers you to make some difficult decisions in the financial process by not being maybe related to another cabinet member or another Creek Nation official?
Yes, I believe it does. Independence in accounting is always a very important thing, and I think that's one thing that I've brought into this office.
Your interview with the council when you were approved and recommended, that was actually an executive session. Some of the other interviews weren't in executive session. Can you kind of tell us what they were looking for and what questions you were asked as the controller nomination?
They focused a lot on my experience. They did ask me some questions about if I would be able to make the hard decisions. There were some hypothetical situations thrown up. What would I do in this case? What would I do in that case?
Did you find those questions difficult, or do you think that there might come a time where you won't be able to make a difficult decision?
No, I don't think so. The questions were more from a business standpoint. It's a question that, as a person in charge of your financial assets, and especially we want to be good stewards of all of our resources. As the person in charge of that, I want to make sure that that person can be independent, can make the hard decisions, and knows right from wrong and can uphold it.
What are your views on the powers of the Office of the Controller here at the Nation?
My views on the powers. That's a good question. I'm not sure that powers is the word I would use. We have a lot of reporting that we do. We have a lot of the different departments that we have to make sure that the numbers that they give us are accurate. And then when we put those numbers into a format that everyone can look at, we need to make sure that what we're showing, is very transparent. That if a person looking at those numbers, they could understand that. My office, the way I perceive my office is that we do generate financial statements. We do implement a set of, controls and budgets to mitigate any risk that comes up. Not only that, but we're in charge of setting up a system of accounting records, and that to me is what this office does.
What is your pre-existing knowledge of the financial status of the nation?
It's very short-lived. I didn't really delve into it until I started the interview process, to be honest with you. Of course, you hear things in the media, and especially owning a convenience store, there had been talk, but I really didn't delve into anything until I was going through the interview process, and then I did read some of the audit findings that are out online.
What were your thoughts on those audit findings?
My thoughts. It's very difficult to judge. Judge not lest you be judged. But I think any audit finding gives you the opportunity to make things better.
What concerns or issues have you had since you started this position? Is there anything that you kind of called into question since you started?
Not really. In the last 2.5 weeks, it's been more of a learning process. I have, of course, gotten access to the computer system, trying to learn that. We're very focused on year-end. We're very focused on the health merge right now. So I think those are the things that I'm trying to get through this month.
How is that process going, merging the financials and the departments and stuff for health and Creek Nation?
It's going very well. They're moving in this week, and I'm very excited that we're going to be saving so much money by cutting out all of these duplicate processes.
Do you have any idea how much money that we'll be saving by combining those?
I do know that it's in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Okay. And is that a year, a month?
Oh, that would be for the year.
For the year. Okay.
Yes.
What future plans or major changes do you think that you'll be making as controller?
As I alluded to earlier, I would love to implement monthly financial statements for especially the council and the chief's office. Also the departments. I've spoken with several of the departments and the program managers that would love to be able to see on a monthly basis where they are, and I think that's a very doable thing. That's kind of, we want to be very transparent. We want everybody to know where exactly they stand at any time. So
right now the nation does financials on a quarterly basis?
That's my understanding, yes.
You mentioned transparency. In the last election, that was a lot that was talked about by citizens, and especially now. What are your thoughts on financial transparency, and how do you plan to explain that to the citizens and shareholders of the nation?
I think that the citizens and shareholders should know, I'm not going to say at any given minute, but on a monthly basis, where does the tribe stand? Are we short on cash this month? Why are we short on cash this month? I think those are some of the answers that have to be given, and I'm looking forward to being able to explain where we stand, and I think with some of the things that I've seen going on in the office that we're going to be in a better position every month going out.
Is that something that you would try to publish maybe online or in our newspaper so that citizens have a monthly idea of where the nation stands?
I think that might be a good idea, yes.
Is there anything else that you'd like to tell us about yourself or that you'd like to add?
Yes, I do have something I'd like to add. One of my personal goals is to make sure that this monthly reporting gets kicked off by October 31st. So I'm hoping that we can work together to get something going then.
That sounds great. I look forward to visiting with you and working that out and discussing those matters and helping citizens understand the financial status. Thank you very much for visiting with me today.
Thank you, Jessica.